So yeah, it says Seyi Sodimu ranks Afrobeat's big three on talent and politics. I honestly do not know who Seyi is, and I think maybe he's one of those real music heads, Afrobeat head. Let me check him out right here and see who exactly he is. I'll play the video for you so you check it out. But then before I do, okay, he's a Nigerian singer and songwriter. I honestly didn't know him. I'm just knowing him. And he says right here he sang songs like Love Me Jeje, Year 99, Money Man 2003, Still My Baby 2021, 1999. Wow. Okay, he's one of the Afro heads, and man, I don't really know him. I'll check him out more often later. Now right here is an interview, and I think it's from Koti right? I think it's Koti. Yes, Koti podcast, and she interviewed the two of them right here on this podcast, and let's check what it is that they have to say.
Looking at both of you and thinking, with what we have now, we don't have.
Who are your who do you think?
And
I don't mean talent. I mean people that would reach like a legendary status as big, as impactful as someone like Fela.
I feel some of our guys have
The big
reached
three
that.
will definitely, I think.
They've reached it already. Internationally, international recognition is what we affirm as
Really?
reaching that level.
Okay.
Yeah, it's international recognition, right? And the money, obviously, or the power that you have.
Yeah.
All of that put together.
Yeah.
I feel like our big three or big four, whatever you want to call it,
Big five.
big five. I mean, I'm not blaming, but but then let's name. I mean, Wiz, Davido, Burna Boy, Ashaka is even there. Who else is
Put Wande in there.
One day call?
Actually, Kiss Daniel. No, not that I love him. I've been in the studio with him.
Kiss Daniel. Don't bring him on this table.
Yeah, right. The big three, like he was saying, each one is doing it for different reasons. Burna Boy has conquered the stage. Do you understand? And he's good alive. Wizkid is special. And Davido surpasses music. What do I mean by that? Davido, if he ran for governor today, he would win.
100%.
I don't think Burna Boy could win as a governor. Do you understand? Almost like Tupac. Tupac is not the best rapper.
Yeah, I'm not on this table. Shall was love me just with me. I came so beautiful. This is what I know. Charlie, you know what I know. I'm not on this table. Yeah, I'm not here. Sodimu table. This is where y'all are now. I just know they are legendary. They are awesome. They're doing a fantastic. Those three, I feel like they've reached that level. And
For
when
different
you
reasons.
think about it, they're at their ages right now.
Yes.
At their age.
They're doing it, no doubt. For different reasons.
If they've got 10 more years to go, and at this rate that they're going, sky's the limit. And I wish them all the
I think that this female actress, I honestly do not know her name. I've been trying to get her name right here. Yeah, Mrs. Shafi Bello. I think she's trying very much not to sound offensive in any way, and I can understand. First of all, I think that question from Koti who would say as regarded who we can see somehow, like we can place around that Fela kind of category. I don't know. I think that this is what continues to piss Seun Kuti off. And honestly, I don't like that comparison at all, because the one person who probably would have said was towing towards Fela's part was Burna Boy. Eventually, after the African Giant music, and I think the Twice as Tall, Burna Boy didn't really tow anymore towards that revolutionary part, that political kind of part of singing. He just continued with his vibe songs, and he kept it going, perhaps because he found out that Nigerians were not worth fighting for. And so, like I said in one of my videos, we should stop comparing a vibe or a superstar kind of someone, like a vibe kind of individual, to revolutionary. Fela was a revolutionary, and so we can say that these guys have gained global recognition, because if Fela was even in this our present time in the internet age, his recognition would have surpassed something that we wouldn't be able to measure, something immeasurable. So to actually begin to compare, like in that angle, I honestly don't think that it makes any sense. Fela is a standout, and none of these guys can get up to Fela, because they did not even tow the part of Fela at all. Fela sang about daily realities. I am still looking for one of Wizkid's songs that actually captured political struggle, all of the everyday happenings. Of course, he sang Ojo Elegba, but that was more like a historical song talking about where he came from, and it was still more about vibe, and like songs that capture struggle. Of course, Burna Boy has given us songs like that, good songs like that, but eventually he paused, or like, yeah, I should use the word paused because he can decide to carry on tomorrow. Davido too has just continued to give us the vibe song, good for clubs, good for dancing, which is understandable. It's very cool that yes, we hear these things from them. They give us, of course, we need to shake and vibe, but not like the revolutionary who Fela is. So I just wish this question can stop popping up. Honestly, it should stop popping up, and we should stop saying, like, in that regard, like Fela. Fine, I get the metric they use right there, saying in terms of world recognition that Shafi Bello brought up, but no, I just find it very, very annoying, very disrespectful, and I feel like, is this some conspiracy in a way to water down the efforts of Fela? Because lately it has become that new comparison, and it shouldn't really come up until we find somebody who, of course, we would see, and the whole world wouldn't even have to say, can you say that this person have gotten to the Fela stage? We would see that this person actually has done a whole lot, and then eventually, yes, all of us know that this person, yes, we can call this person someone very close to the revolutionary figure that Fela has always been and will continue to be in the history books, no matter how much new historians may try to distort it. And so that's it from me to you on this one. We will never have another Fela, nor anyone greater than Fela for now. In the area of music, we have to be very, 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 we have to keep this one right there and make it there. Like, keep it right there and just stop trying to. I guess people like to make up things a lot of times. And one writing that Will Durant made when he was talking about Socrates, he was saying that they cannot tell if Socrates was actually someone that did exist, or Socrates was Plato, or Plato was Socrates, or how much half was Socrates, half Socrates was Plato, half Plato was Socrates. But then he made a statement to say that for sure these figures existed, right? But then the history books will continue to make us skeptical about it. And these days, in a way, some people are saying that Socrates never really exists, right? So he was saying that even he himself, Will Durant, perhaps someday in the future, in the nearest future, we would have people who would write and say that he probably was just a mythological figure and never did exist. And then somehow, with this whole story of comparison between Fela and this so-called big three, of whom have not done anything close to what Fela has done in terms of the revolutionary side, continue to pop up. So eventually, this is how you erase Fela's name from the book and put these people. These people cannot inspire anybody. Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido cannot inspire anybody the way Fela is inspiring they themselves. It's just fact. And you can tell that these guys have refused to sing these political songs lately, or however, since time immemorial, aside Burna Boy, who have actually told that part and then paused. You notice that for whatever reason, like political reasons, they have refused to tell that part because you don't want to offend the big names, the politicians, right? So that you don't turn out. But Fela was not afraid. Fela talked about police brutality. Look at how his mom died. Look at how many times he was incarcerated. And so when you look at these things, you can tell that Fela is not close to these people. Fela embodied our struggle. Enough of this comparison between Fela and these guys. Just do the comparison, like, what can you tell between these three? Who is better between them? Not compared to Fela. We need to keep that aside. Fela is right there. I don't hear the Europeans trying to bring some figure. Maybe yes, Mercury is good, or Mercury was good since it's late. Chris Brown, dope, but we can't start saying that we put Chris Brown close to Michael Jackson. We can't. Even when people started to bring up something, that kind of narrative, Chris Brown himself came and said, no, not up to Michael Jackson. And so we just have to stop this. I don't know what we Nigerians, our problem is, or we Africans. We do not really value these revolutionaries and the efforts that they did. And I wonder, I even saw DJ Tunzo, who was making that statement the other time, saying that Fela sang for himself. I don't know, like, that man is grown up, and to come out to say something like that, it just really amazes me. Say Fela sang for himself. He wasn't really those kind of things. We can have the phone in our hands and do a lot of typing, but I think that there should be limits to some of these things. Fela stands out regardless of anything or anyhow. It doesn't matter. You can use the Grammys and all of those things. That should not be compared to Fela in any way. Man, I'm pissed off. And yeah, I like the fact that I included Waniko in that big five. Waniko is one of the wonderful artists that we have in Nigeria that is least talked about. In terms of the big three, except if we are talking about the new generation artists, but if we want to give out the big three of all time, I think that none of these guys should ever surface. Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, none. We have Fela right there, and then these guys have tried. The subsequent guys I want to call like Sound Sultan, like Two-Face Idibia. These guys have done wonderful songs like Majek Fashek. These guys have done informative songs. At least Sound Sultan songs embodied our struggle. Look at Fire. Look at Jabajantis. I mean, that's somebody that years has given us very dope songs. Two-Face. Look at his beautiful songs, sensitizing individuals. Not the likes of individuals who give us just vibe, and nothing to really think about. So yeah, my stance is firm on this one, and I'm not happy with that comparison, and it should stop. It's Great Dave Entertainment vlog, and yeah, I'm out.